One thing that I've really learned lately is that you can make a lot of money with just small projects. You don't have to build huge cabinets and conference tables, and most of us don't have the machines or the space to do that. So in this video I want to show you some super simple projects that you can make that are low cost. You only need limited tools and you can make some really good profit with them. Now, one of these products in particular took me only 20 minutes to make, and it's selling for a ridiculous profit. So let's just get into it. Now, the first product that we're going to take a look at is this charcuterie board / serving tray with handles. These are super quick to make. It's just a piece of wood with 2 handles on them. The material cost for this one was right around $10, and these are selling for anything between $50 to $150. Of course, that's going to depend on the size, wood species, and also if you have engraving on them. But this one I would sell for $50, and so with $10 material cost, that is a profit of $40. So here's how I made it.
So I had a piece of pine that I cut down to 20 by 50 centimeters on the miter saw. Then I gave it a light sanding and went over the edges with a 45-degree router bit. After that I applied some Osmo wax, and the color here is called Ibenholt. Now this board is going to be used as a serving tray, so it's not going to be in contact with any food. But if it was, then I would have used another finish, something that is more food safe. So here you see the finish. Again, the color is called Ibenholt, and I really like this color. Once the finish had dried, I pre-drilled the holes and added the handles, and that's pretty much it.
Now the next product is the Christmas tree. I'm sure you have seen this one already. It's pretty popular on YouTube and of course on Etsy. It is selling really well. Obviously right now it is holiday season, so these are not going to sell forever. But again, the material cost is really low, just right around $5. And I would sell these in pairs. So I'm going to make another one, a small one that fits inside of this one, so that they are cheaper for shipping. So that would mean that the material cost is around $8, $9. If you add on the finish, let's just say $10, and I would sell them in pairs of 2 for $40. So that means profit is $30 per pair. And here's how you can make these as well.
So I cut some pine boards into 4 centimeter strips, then went over to cut them to length on the miter saw. Put the miter saw on 30 degrees and had 13 centimeters between each cut. Now you want to have 5 of these pieces. Then you cut another one, but you flip the piece over so that you make a trapezoid, and you have 13 centimeters from tip to tip. Now you cut 2 more trapezoids, one at 25 centimeters and one at 17 centimeters, again from tip to tip. Now, if this is a bit confusing to you, I completely understand. So I've made some woodworking plans for this project that are available on my website, arebologna.com. I sanded them by hand and added the same finish, Osmo wax Ibenholt, and let them dry. Now we'll need to fasten the pieces together, and I did this using some 32mm brad nails. I tried first with a DeWalt one, but it just didn't work very well, so I went over to the one on the air compressor, and it worked a lot better.
For the third project, I got a message from my sister who said she had been looking to buy one of these products, but she couldn't find one that was below $150. So she asked me how much I would charge to make one. I had a quick look at them, and here's probably the easiest woodworking project I've ever seen. Here it is. It's just a decorative board that you put on a coffee table or a bench, and then you put some candles or other decorations on top of them. So I'm definitely going to start selling these, but I'm going to make them a little bit longer, so the material cost will be around $20, including the finish and everything. It took me 20 minutes to make one, so I can make 3 an hour. And so if you're selling these at $150, that means you're making $130 profit per piece. That equals to $390 per hour. I'm not going to sell these at $150. I'm probably going to sell them for $50, but that is still $30 profit per piece and $90 profit per hour. So here's how I made it.
This time I used wide oak and I cut it down to 25 centimeters wide. Then I cut 2 pieces at 3 centimeters long, that will make up the legs, and the final one at 40 centimeters. Now I made some marks 4 centimeters from the ends and marked out where the legs would be. Then I drilled some 8mm holes and made sure that I didn't go through the board. I had 3 holes on each side and used some dowel centering pins to mark out where the dowels would go on the legs. Now these dowel centering pins are really nice and I'll put an Amazon link for these dowel pins in the description below. Finally I drilled the holes for the dowels and glued everything up, and once it had dried I applied some white Osmo wax.
Now the fourth product that I want to talk about is the stove covers or noodle boards. They're basically just a sort of a serving tray that you flip upside down that you can put on top of a stove. And it is great specifically for people who have smaller kitchens maybe, so that when they're not using the stove they can put that cover on top and it serves as an extra bench space. These things are very easy to make. As I said, it's basically just a serving tray that you flip upside down with some handles. That is at least one way you can make them. And these are selling for around $150 to $200 per piece. I would estimate that material cost is maybe $30 if you make them out of pine or some other cheaper material like that. Again, you can personalize them by engraving them if you have a laser or CNC, or you can just sell them as a pretty straightforward piece. So again, noodle boards, you can make really good money with those. I would definitely look into them and maybe start selling them. Okay, so that is it. I hope this gave you some good ideas for things that you can start making in your shop and hopefully start making some decent money with woodworking. So let me know in the comments which one of these projects you think are the best and that will be the most profitable. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.